Hello, welcome to the wonderful world of random sequencing, and also known as sequencing random numbers. We're going to be dealing with Superlotto Plus, and there are a lot of concepts to go over. These are the calendar dates, and the ticket numbers. They are very important in the sequencing, and you may be wondering why. And these calendar days have been planned out like maybe even years ago. Um, so they set calendar dates and ticket numbers, for every sequence day that they put out. But they have a relationship. The relationship is there. Uh, Whatever day it is, whatever ticket numbers they may have, they get expressed over here. There's synchronicity with human behavior and what we do with the things we call random, actually, but they're not random. They're relational. So we're going to start off right now with one relationship, but just this is relationship dealing with just the sequences themselves. Now the 27. Notice this 27 right here, right? Now the 27 right there, that carries a statement. Okay, the 27, here it is, carries a statement two sevens. What is two sevens? 7, 7. And 7 plus 7 is equal to 14. So if you got 27 right here, right, it's going to create, there's a good possibility that it will create a 14. Now the thing is that it create the number 14, the way we see it, like this number right here, or it could do it in an extended fashion. And if it put out a 4, obviously you know that it's gonna carry a 1 up above, like it did right there. You see. So it's so knowing that now this is a very bold statement. In other words, when it extends itself that way, it's an expression that says, "Look at me," pretty much. It's a bold statement, and so you got to make a decision whether it's going to be creating a natural 14, or is it going to be doing an extended 14, right? Now you could play it out in those both forms, but obviously it's going to have to be two tickets. So now we're going to be covering the 29. Now the 29, the 29 is right here. See, right? Now the 29 carries the statement two nines. What is two nines? 9, 9. 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. Now you may be wondering why did it create a 29 right there, right? Now if you look at these calendar days could be played out. Now all these are twos, right? And so that's probably why it's creating these twos right here, 22, 2, and all these, like this is a statement of three twos. This is a statement of four twos. You see, now four twos is 2, 2, and this is a 2. And this is a binary 2, so this is a regular 2. So it's an environment here that's expressing this out, and it's also stated here with this number right there. See, now we're going to be talking about the 29. Now the 29, if you look over here in the calendar date, you have 18, right? So the 29 carries the statement two nines, which is 9, 9. 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. So the 18 is equal to 29. So the question is that you could say, is it going to be playing out? Is it going to be playing out 18, or is it going to be playing out 29? 29. Now that's a decision you can make. But if you did play it out 29, and it would be it could play out here, which is on the same line, or it could play it out over here, which is a half step away. See, this is a half step away from this 18. If you look at it this way, this is about a half step away. So they played out this 29. So these numbers here are expressing themselves as that they could potentially play out. The values that you have here. Now look at this 22, right? The 22. You see how it got played out over here? See? Now, one thing about the 22 also is another thing is that is that the 22 is equal to 4, right? 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So here you got 4. So when you were deciding whether you're going to put out, let's say for instance, 27, knowing that this 22 is going to be played out, right? So you say, oh, it's going to create a 4, and then it's going to carry out a 1 over here to create 14. Because of this 22, you knowing that the 22 is equal to 4, the 4 is going to be right there, right? And you're creating 27 is equal to 14, right? And so you go, oh, it's going to create a 1, and then it's going to carry out a 4 right here. And so it played out the 22 here. You can see that right there, see? And it played out the 2 plus 2 is equal 4 right there, see? I'd like to talk about this sequence here. Now notice how you have a cluster of 2's here going this way right here. There are 2's over here that line up like there because of the month, right? But over here you got 3 2's, right? It's a big cluster. And so there you have to ask yourself, what is the expression of 2 2 2? Now the 32, for instance, over here, the 32, this is this 32 right here, see? So this number sequence is related to this number right here, and the way it is that the 32 carries the statement 3 2's, which is 2 2 2, and so it creates. So knowing that you have 2 2 2 over here, right? There's a good possibility that it will create a 32. Now normally it wouldn't happen, but since you have, in other words, the 32 is related to the 23. You see over here the 23 now, and it's only one row away. See, so it's related to that, but since you're in this environment of 2's, then the 32 now has a new theme that it will be playing out, and the answer to that theme was this 2 2 2, and because the 32 carries a statement 3 2's, which is 2 2 2. See, so that explains that. I'd like to talk about how the 46, now the 46, if you were to divide that in half, you would get an idea of what kind of themes it's related to. Now there was 23 plus 23 is equal to 46. So the 46, this ticket number, can describe the environment you're going to be in, because 23 plus 23 is equal to 46. So this sequence right here on the ticket could create a 23 sequence. And as you can look over here, notice how it created the 23 right there, see? And then it followed on with another 23. So 23 plus 23 is equal to 46. This is why I'm telling you that these sequences, calendar dates, and the ticket numbers are very, very important. They're relational to the daily sequences that are taking place. I'd like to talk about the number 24. You can see it right over here, see? Now, the 24 created this 44. The reason why is that the 24 creates a statement 2 4's. What is 2 4's? 4 4. And 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. So what this 2 4 sequence is, either a 4 4, where right here, see, 4 4, or it could sequence to an 8. Now that's a decision you'll have to make. But knowing that there is that relationship, right? So you could say that it could sequence to a 4 4 right here. See that? And so that's what happened right there. I'd like to talk about the ticket number 45. Now 45 got created in this row right here. See? Right here in this sequence right here. So the 45 got created. Now one thing is that it's a sequence that also got created in another fashion, and that's the 415. The 415 sequence, in other words, the digits to the right create a sequence. In this case, it's 45, right? And this statement over here on the left is just an I statement. So it's basically what I call a soft way of making 45. And so it was a theme that did get played out over here, right? 45. So these you see. And then over here, it created a soft 45, and that one is just an I statement there, but the digits to the right are important. I'd like to talk about the number 31 right here. You see right here, this is the calendar date. Now it starts off the new month right here. And so this is the first day, right? And so the 31 has a binary expression. And the way it goes is it right here, if I could write it here. The 31 is equal to the statement 111. 111 in binary notation is 7. So as you can see right here, you got your 31 right here, and it played out a 7 here and a 7 here. Now, one other reason why it actually played out a 7-7 right there is that the 227, remember the 27 carries the statement 2 sevens, which is 7-7. So the 27 here, you see that, created this also 7-7. And so there was a high probability that it was going to create a 7, right? Because of this 31 also, see? I'd like to talk about the number 11 right here. This is the calendar date, right? And one thing to note about the 11 is that this is a decimal 11, but it could play itself out in a binary fashion. Now the binary equivalent is 1011. So you got a 10, right, and followed by a 11. That is equal to 11. So you have the 11 right there. So this is something that you should probably get real familiar with, is this binary expression, that it is equal to 11, and it could play itself that way because of this decimal 11. So if you would have done that, you would have gotten two numbers right off the bat right there. I'd like to talk about the number 10 and how it also represents a binary number. In other words, 10 in binary notation is equal to 2. Same thing with the 11 in binary notation is equal to 3. So if you go over here, notice how you have a 10 and an 11, right? So this 10 translated itself to a number 2 as a binary sequence. You see that? And the same thing with the 11. The 11, since this 11 created kind of a binary theme, right? So this 11 here is also binary, and it translated to 3. So it actually created 23. And so this is kind of a bold statement forming 23, right? So it carried out another 23, sorry. So basically what you have is 22, 23, and that's all equal to 46. You see that? I'd like to talk about the number 15, and you can see that on the same line it created another 15 right here. See that? And it's all related to the number 35 and 15 right here. See? And the reason why is the 35 right here. See that? That carries the statement 3 5s, which is 5, 5, 5. And 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 15. So notice how you do have like a 35 right there, and it did sequence to a 15 right there. You see that? So this is a theme that you could tell that it's going to be playing out because it already played itself out here. Now, it created itself, it just recreated itself right there. Now notice this sequence, this link to this number, it forms what you call a soft 35. And what is a soft 35? Basically, if you look at this number here on the right and this number here, that makes 35. And the number over here, this is just the I statement. So it's forming I-35. So basically, this is a soft way of making 35. And so it created itself again right here. See that? And then after that, it created the equivalent of what 35 is equal to. And it happens to be 15. You see right there? And so I guess let me explain this. Because of the environment that we're in, the 40 the twos like of this month, 2 2 2 2 2 all over the place, and so this actually carries a statement of 4 twos. Now 4 twos is 2 2 2 2, right? And so as you can see right here, it started off with these two right here. See that? And then it created this 2 that makes 3 twos. And by putting a binary 2 right there, it created another 2. But also another way it created a natural by the 11, which happens to be a bridge number. Now, the bridge numbers are 11, 13, and 14. Those are the bridge numbers. So this bridge number links to this 2 right here. So it's creating 2 equals 2. So in other words, it's linking this 2 with this 2, and this 2 and this 2. It makes 4 2s. You see that? So that, but even though the binary did play out a 2 also, because 1 0 in binary notation is 2. So it is a theme of 2s, and this is a month, all 2s. You see that? I just wanted to mention one other thing. Now these 2s, when they link to a 18, now they could be a factorial statement. In other words, 2 times 18. Now 2 times 18 is equal to 36. Now you can see right here that it did play out at 36. So these the 2s can be a factorial statement too. So you have to be aware of that. Now let me just say another thing. Now, you see this 34 right here? The 34 carries the statement 3 fours, which is 4, 4, 4. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is equal to 12. So a lot of times, if you see a 34 and you're thinking of a number to play out, you'll probably want to play out a 12, because 12 is equal to 34 also. See that? So it's also equal to 26. Like this is 166. But this is we're playing out the 34, and it played out a 12 right there. That's the thing to know about that. So that's pretty much it, the end of the sequences, and I'll be covering other ones. And so basically Superlotto Plus, it's the wonderful world of random sequencing. That's one of my channels, and also I have another one's called random sequencing random numbers, so you can find me there on those sequences. So we'll see you in the next wonderful world of random sequencing.